the penis. That was so good.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
It's fine. Stop adding to the sound clip. Welcome to Losing the Plot, the show where we try and come up with the plot of a TV show or a movie in a writer's room style conversation, and then we slowly lose our minds over the course of the video. I am joined, as always, by Rich.
Yo!
Now, what's on the board for today is, we have to make a biopic movie about Elon Musk.
Instantly just Musk. Like,
Every biopic has to just be the surname.
Can we have one of the posters be a man reaching up and it's just an armpit and it just says Musk?
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah. What do you reckon? I reckon he doesn't smell. I reckon he doesn't secrete sweat. I just think he's like this fleshless, he's like this plastic little machine man. I don't know, he's scatty.
If you look at any images of him when he was working for PayPal, you definitely say he smells. Let's just say that. The thing with Elon Musk is, I read this quote about him, and it said, he's someone who wants the world to be a better place, but not if he doesn't get credit for it. So I feel like that's the heart of the movie. Like, he wants credit for what he does and figuring out why he needs it.
I love that, because didn't he do that with the Chilean mines?
Oh, yeah. And, he called the diver a paedophile because he didn't agree with him.
And then didn't he? I swear he was all on the Ukraine stuff, and then now he's like pushing Russian dogma. You know, like
yeah, there's something very wrong with him politically, but I'd say let's avoid that.
Well, we got to break it down for his origin story.
Well, the thing with this film is, I reckon the way we do it is we show all the pathetic stuff he's done, but like frame it in a way where he thinks he's always winning. Like,
yes, the way, it's like a child, isn't it? Like, you know, the way a child will play Mario Kart, and if they win, it's like, the game lagged or something, and you're sharing this. It's just, I totally agree.
Speaking of children, I know that's a weird way to start a sentence. I reckon we start with him being a child.
I'm game.
So, we all know that Musk got his money from his daddy's emerald mine. So I reckon we show him as a kid being neglected by his father.
So, is this Alexander?
It's a meerkat movie.
we just basically... so we have that neglect. Well, do you reckon I still think he was a little shit as a kid, Musk.
Oh yeah, he definitely was.
Whereas Alexander had a bit of charm and a bit of humanity to him. I think Musk was already looking out the window going, Daddy, look at all the poor people.
Yeah. Do you know that scene in Poor Things where they're looking down at them?
Yeah, Musk is having a wank.
Right. Alright, Rich.
It's like the Homelander scene.
Yeah, it is, yeah. But it's poor people.
Yeah, but it's just poor people.
Immediately, we've made this character unredeemable.
Well, what about if we do... Oh, wait. Even the Joker movie managed to make Joker somewhat...
Sorry, we've redone the scene from Poor Things, but instead of crying...
He's loving it. Maybe, isn't that a film? The Blackberry film with Glenn Howerton, is it?
Yeah, that was another biopic.
Okay, why don't we do it like that then?
I didn't see it.
Okay, I just vaguely know there's Glenn Howerton and he's going to be irredeemable. It's just, he just plays vaguely demonic, absolute psychopath character, doesn't he? In everything.
What, would you say get Glenn Howerton to play Musk?
You know what, yeah, I would, to be fair.
Channel is in a Dennis, serial killer vibe.
Yeah.
You know what might be a good, opening scene?
Go on.
So, do you remember a few years ago when he bought Twitter, and he walked into Twitter headquarters holding a kitchen sink?
Yeah, let that sink in.
Yeah. What if he comes up with that joke, when he was a kid, but he keeps trying to tell it to, his dad and the servants, and everyone keeps ignoring him?
Yeah, so he, yeah.
One day I'll buy 1 million people who all have to laugh at my joke.
I've just realised as well, as you were saying that, this relates to why he wanted a driverless car, because at one point in his life he started driving a car when he'd been chauffeured all around, and he's like, this is not meant to be the way a man's rides his car. It's like, no. He had the idea for it years ago because he's a passenger princess.
Okay, so the when he's a child neglected by his father and pretty much ignored by everyone.
Yeah. Does he go, I want my own mine?
It's mine. It's my mine.
So can we have the same energy of Michael Scott going, when I'm older, I'm going to have 100 kids and they all have to be my friend.
Except that when he did have a kid, she immediately disowned him.
Yeah. So there's that energy. He's like, when I'm older, I'm going to underpay everyone at my mine and make sure that they hate me but try to love me.
So have a need. He wants to surround himself with people who appreciate him.
Yeah, because, oh my God, can we do a dramatic recreation of the...
That
what does
scene.
he... Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
The one where he's got the yes man and he's like, you make pretty good memes. He's like,
Yeah.
that one.
Oh. Well, does he say, like, I meme hard or something?
It's something like that. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
You create your own memes, though, don't you?
I saw it create some memes.
Your meme game is strong.
Thank you.
So he wants to surround himself with people who appreciate him. So where does he go for this, Rich? How did he work his way into PayPal? Didn't he just join like pretty late in the game, not do anything?
I reckon he was a cash infusion. He might have been... How did Musk... Wait, before I Google this, should we not Google it and just try guess and then we'll check after that?
You know what? Biopics never really like focus on facts.
Yeah, they like vaguely know a thing that they half read on Wikipedia that was also reproduced in a Reddit post that was also read out on a YouTube comment video.
I went to see the Elvis biopic and they showed the scene of where him and Priscilla Presley first meet, and they didn't reference that he was like 24 and she was 14.
No.
So, you know, we can just gloss over the bits. So the go somewhere can be he gets involved in PayPal.
So wait, that's a massive skip though. We need some teenage shit, don't we? How old is he? Just instantly, could we have a title card that says nothing material happens?
Maybe we could just like have a montage of scenes.
Yeah, so like instead of in this part of the film, you know, like say if it was a Kurt Cobain biopic, you'd have like the soul searching late 18s to early 20s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, so instead of that, it's just sort of him in white rooms or like looking out of cars as he's chauffeured around. And like
just slowly aging up.
Yeah, just slowly aging up, and it's like, Elon, do you wanna add anything? And he's like, no, I'm okay.
Throughout the montage, you can occasionally like look at sinks and think one day my joke's gonna be good.
Yeah. What if we see him trial it? Actually, he's in school. And like he's in the bathroom, and all the like, there's like all the other rich boys are like saying stuff, like getting laughs.
Sorry to interrupt. I like the idea that he's hanging about in the bathroom waiting to use his joke.
Yeah. Like, what if we see him training? And he's like he's in the cubicle waiting for like a group of lads to enter. And like he rushes out, and then in the most poorly performed way ever, he's like sweating. He goes, hey, what's this? And like everyone looks at him, and he like grabs the thing and goes, imagine if I was like holding this, and like, you know, I walked out, and then I went in somewhere like really important with the sink. Let that sink in. So this is like the moment where he gets beat up. And it's like, I'm going to be something important. And then, the sink.
So we've got the you go somewhere. So he's continuing to search for this need to be recognised.
Have you noticed that we're trying to get a need for the need, by the way? Because he has no... He has nothing to need, so he's like, that's his need.
And I think at this point we can get him involved in PayPal.
Yeah, so I imagine he's at college, rubbing shoulders with people, just buys drinks for people, and you start to see the effect that having money has. Yeah, and then you see, come on, pal, pay me, or something like that at the bar. And then he doesn't put the idea together, though. You see his mate write something down, and then like it cuts to another scene, and then like it's like a year later or something in college, and it's like, hey dude, I came up with this like credit transfer system, and then but like that would be the joke of the scene, that he nearly came across an idea, but he doesn't actually have any ingenuity. It's other people's ingenuity.
Well, he did want to rename PayPal, didn't he? Do you know what to?
X.
Yeah.
He's just seen, like, he's read, like, a sci-fi novel and was like, X is so cool, dude.
Well, maybe that other dude he was with was writing down this idea for PayPal, and meanwhile, Elon's just writing a big X on a piece of paper.
Whoa.
He's like, I'm a genius.
Yeah, so in that scene, so it's like, yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. He's like not even listening, he's just drawing a big fuck off X. And we could have like a similar montage moment here where after a year later, he's trying to think of what X could be applied for. So he's like going to business classes and he's like, oh, it's a multimedia massive experience. And he's like, well, what does it do? And that's basically Musk with this X thing. He's just consistently trying to attach ideas to it, but no one knows what the fuck he's on about.
Yeah, he's like a real life Gavin Belson. He's like,
yeah, he's just like,
do you remember his signature on that thing?
Penis. That was so good. Yeah, I love when he sees
it. Sorry, Rich. We just got the best sound clip from you.
Well, what did I say? The penis.
Never mind.
Oh, what did I say? I'm so curious.
It's fine. Stop adding to the sound clip. Right. Okay. Anyway, so he's went somewhere. He's like searching for an opportunity where he can finally get all these people. Will lead into him buying Twitter. That's the direction the film's going in.
He's doing all this, looking for stuff, looking for reason to be liked, blah blah. And then he finds out one day that PayPal's doing really well, and he goes, "Wait, didn't I lend my friend money for that?"
Yeah.
And then he realizes, oh, well, he's like a multi-millionaire now. And then he like gets lawyers involved and he's like, oh yeah, I co-founded this. Yeah, sorry.
Maybe that can be the search for it.
Yeah. We need to go to like SpaceX stuff then. Because I used to like Musk before he got politicized himself. Like what, he seemed quite like funny. And like also, I'm into space stuff, I suppose. And he was trying to revolutionize or commercialize space. I didn't know a lot about him. No, when was this? It was like 2015. I didn't even know about him really. I just sort of like SpaceX things. I was like, ooh.
He presents himself as a real life Tony Stark, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he was in Iron Man 2.
Yeah. Can we have the cameo in there?
Yeah, we got to. So yeah, now we have a montage, you say, of him going through all this this massive life-changing things. He's like, oh yes, I've done so much. And he's finally getting like claps or something.
Well, I was thinking the search for it could be he tries to take over PayPal to get that thing that he gets with Twitter later on where everyone's listening to him, but it doesn't work out for him.
Yeah, because doesn't he get bought out from PayPal?
Something happened where he was basically silenced and pushed aside.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be very important, actually, to him ultimately becoming even more of a person who searches for that satisfaction of that need.
I think a big chunk of the film would take place during search for it. So we have like the Tony Stark cameo, which ironically in that cameo he's just completely ignored and pushed aside by Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So that's even fitting with the theme.
It's like he's like, Tony, can we talk about this thing? And he's like, yeah, whatever.
Elon's like, it reminds me of my father.
Yeah, that's it. And then he's like, I need to be Tony Stark after that. And then that's like, maybe you see him at the planning board again. And it's just loads of X's everywhere. Goes into you know that cool scene in Batman films and stuff where you go into a warehouse and there's like this sense of emptiness and it's all dark and you turn the light on and slowly cool shit gets revealed. It's just like varying sizes of X's. Some X's on cars, some X's on weapons. And he's like, there's gotta be some unifying concept for this X. Yeah. Oh my god, so there's like, on whiteboards you just have randomly like, X marks the spot, or 2 times 2 because there's an X in the middle. He's like, what does it mean?
That's perfect because that leads straight into Finder, where we can have him about to buy Twitter because he thinks up, hang on, I can rename this X, I can use this word.
Yeah.
Letter.
Yeah. Letter.
It's so stupid.
What if like he's like going through businesses to buy and then he's on Twitter and then he X's off on the browser.
Yeah.
And then it's like his eureka moment. He goes, I'll buy Twitter. I'll turn it into X.
I love how we're just like jumping over what really happened, which was propose the idea of buying it. When he didn't want to buy it, he just wanted to tank the stock.
Yeah.
They legally bound him to it.
It's actually fascinating, isn't it? How
But I like how we're just rewriting history.
If anyone deserves to be rewritten as like to really characterize how much of a moron he was, it was him. Who needs truth when you got art? Right?
So he's nearly sued into buying Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And then is that like the final?
Well, here's the problem. That would mean that the return would be him going into Twitter with the bathroom sink.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got ability to change, but he's a loser who refuses to change.
I know maybe is like he realized he enters his villain era where he's like he doesn't need everyone to like him. He just needs the right people to like him.
We can't end the film on the yes men at Twitter.
We have to, I think.
We just zoom in on his smile as the bald guy goes, "You make pretty good memes." And flashback to getting beat up in the toilets at school.
Oh my god, yeah. And he's like holding the sink. Like proper sweating holding the sink. Oh, that'd be such a good moment. Oh my god. Oh, what? Now I want to make it just because of that scene. This whole build of like of what he's done. Like he's fucked off the right people. Like he entered the culture war, signed a contract with the devil, got all Rogan-esque, and yeah, oh man, like
we've greased over so much of his life. ended it with his entire legacy being those weirdos.
You make pretty good memes, man, don't you? You make pretty good memes.
Maybe Elon blinks, and then in the chair, instead of that little bald man, it's his father.
That's perfect.
You know what? We have jumped over so much stuff.
I know, we didn't even talk about what's the kid's name? I always forget.
It's a stupid name. It's
with
like
the at sign in it.
There's an X and one of those AE compound letter things.
Yeah, it's funny because I think someone said the name to him and he went, "What?" And he went, "Oh yeah." I'm pretty convinced that's definitely not his name, but he just done it for the memes.
We definitely need to add naming the kid X in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe in the Find It when he's going through businesses to buy, he accidentally has a kid. It's like,
yeah, and he's like, "Oh, what if my kid's X?" And then within
it doesn't satisfy him enough.
I'm gonna say within a week, like he's like, yeah, because babies laugh at anything.
Yeah.
But when like the baby starts not finding funny anymore, he's like,
"Oh, that's heartbreaking." Him actually bringing a kitchen sink to like the baby's birth.
I like how we've like hinged it all on the sink.
Yeah.
The sink's like a bad joke.
The imagery of Elon Musk in a hospital waiting room carrying a sink. just thinking the kid's gonna love this.
And then it's just the kid just covered in like pregnancy juices. Like
God, Rich.
very.
So we've jumped over so much. He sent a car to space.
To be fair, all of these events could easily be like a montage of like,
yeah.
Look how much of a loser he is. He littered space.
The kid that was tracking his jet and he trends.
Oh my god. There's so much Musk content, you just like forget.
Can we definitely have a scene where he's dressed up as Wario and like the producer of SNL goes, "Come on Elon, your scene's up next."
Yeah, and he's like looking. That'd be like a really quiet scene. It's just like 5 minutes of like you can hear actors outside, and he's just looking down at his fucking cartoonish hands, and then like you just see that the silly little mustache on his face. Can
we make that most emotional scene of the movie?
Yeah, because he's like, what does he do? At what lengths does he go to just to try and get someone to laugh with him? Because it makes sense that he goes on SNL, doesn't it? Like, it really fits his character arc. Like, the forced to laugh. Like, there's some dude with a placard saying laugh half the time.
I mean, people managed to laugh at Sydney Sweeney last week, so anything's possible. We've nailed that.
Yeah, I think that's our Musk film. I can't wait to make this in 20 years when it's inevitably made.
Oh no, it's definitely going to get made. I just hope they make it the entire plot hinge on the kitchen sink like we did.
I think it's actually such a good, I don't know, it's a good metaphor for this character. Like, it's just not funny walking in. Especially, you know what's funny about it? Like, what he does after it with the sink. Like, he literally, he fires so many people lose their jobs. A lot of serious shit happens, and he's just there with a sink thinking it's funny. He just doesn't have a bone for comedy.